Today I'm going to be showing you how to take my garden and turn it into the garden of my dreams. I've had a garden for the last few years, and every year I try to make improvements. Here's some of the pictures from last year. I loved how it turned out, but every year I try to improve my garden and make it better. I'm going to show you today what we're doing to the soil. I'm going to show you what I plan side by side. I mostly use my garden for herbs and things that I want to eat, like tomatoes and basil and all the things that I want in my kitchen. And if I have time, I'm going to show you how I also have beautiful hydrangeas in the front and some quick tips of how to make them prettier and what to do about it, and what things in the garden we want to plant side by side. And I know every year I say I'm going to come up with more garden videos, but this year I'm going to really try to give you updates so you can learn how to make your herbs like just keep growing and grow and grow throughout the season, and how I get them like from a little bitty basil to huge amounts of basil and all the tricks behind that, and what I plant side by side, my hydrangeas. I have a whole lot to teach you. We're gonna how we get our soil going, and we got a lot to do. And let me show you where we're at. So I'm gonna grab my hunky husband, and we're gonna get started. And if you're new here, I'm Sonia. Welcome. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe so you won't miss any garden videos or any fun in the kitchen. Here is my oregano that's almost dying. We're gonna see if we can pull it back to life. We have sage. Like I said, a lot of ours, because the zone we live in just comes back and we don't actually lose it, which is nice. Here is thyme. We have moved them around year after year because some of them have not done well. Originally, our thyme died, I think, the first time we planted it, and we moved it. And here is our chives. And I don't know if you guys seen that old video where we're making breakfast pizza out on the Blackstone, but here's the chive flowers that we love to cook with. I think we put them on our Blackstone pizza when you get back out of Blackstone. Here is rosemary, and this has done amazing. Look at this, lemon thyme. Y'all, lemon thyme and chicken is, oh, so good. Here's we are with our raspberries. Sorry if you hear the dogs. They have not done so well. I think they're not getting enough sun and maybe not enough bees, but I have an idea for this year. Okay, here's the big cleanup part. Are you ready? Prepare yourselves. All of this needs to be cleaned up. And we actually build this garden. I know some of you know, probably people that are new here don't know. We actually build it instead of a retaining wall to retain all our soil. But all this is weed. My husband actually built this whole garden boxes with my son. And here is everything we got to do. Here's some of the plants that we have already bought. And we're going to put them in the ground after we do all this weeding. So let's get it done. If you're in my growing zone, caution. But if you can see all this, as we're getting all the weed out and turning it over, is the mint kind of turns almost into weed. And then when you say you don't want any more, just keep coming back again and again and again. Right, man? Yeah. And we're also going to just say we're going to move some of our plants. We'll show that to you in a minute, because I think we're going to move, even though I have them established, you can still move them year to year. And that's actually,
if you get the roots correctly.
Yeah. There's Ship. If everybody wants to know, how's Ship? There's Ship.
It's helping us dig.
So here's where we are in the front. This is my hydrangea that I planted last year. I didn't really get much out of it. The first year of you having hydrangeas, you're not going to get a ton. By the second and third year, they are going to really take off. And I had other flowers in this bed, but the rabbits ate them. And some of them are coming back because they're like ground covering. I forgot what they're called. I will look it up and tell you. But yeah, they're supposed to cover all the way across. And basically anything in this bed, rabbits are eating. So I have an idea of how we're going to fix this problem. Supposedly lavender keeps your rabbits from eating everything. So all of this is lavender. And I actually got it on sale at that one area at Home Depot. And lavender does really well in this area in the Pacific Northwest. So they also deter rabbits. If you guys have any other ideas how to keep rabbits out of my garden, out of my yard, they're beautiful and they're cute, but they also carry fleas, other things, and they eat everything. So, and this tells me spring is coming. All this I will share with you as they come. These are beautiful the peonies, and I have them. Here they are, and they'll probably be blooming in the next couple weeks. I'll try to make a short or a little video of them coming so you can see what they look like if you haven't had them. They are most amazing if you live anywhere on the West Coast. Peonies are the same. I know some people are like, oh, you only get blooms for a few weeks, but they are just so gorgeous. You need them in your yard. And we were just discussing with my husband what we're going to do. This is rosemary right here, which is okay. We like things in our yard that we can actually cook with because our family is all about cooking and baking and everything else and growing things that we actually love. This is some peonies. For some reason, these are looking a little small. I'm wondering if this hydrangea got out of control and kind of took over. So maybe next time when I trim at the end, you can trim your hydrangeas at the end of winter, beginning right before spring. And I will show you next year how to cut them. For some reason, I just never think of doing this for you guys. But I will start making more videos of how to do it because I actually love playing in my yard. And here is my other peony, and these are all different colors. I cannot wait to share with you as they come up. And here is more rosemary. And this is rhubarb. So if you've never seen rhubarb, but maybe you've only had a rhubarb pie, this is what the leaves look like. I know not a lot of it. I think I've showed it in my videos before, but if you're new here, this is a rhubarb mixed with strawberries, rhubarb pie. You can do all kinds of stuff with rhubarb. I love it. It's delicious. You don't have it. It's something, if you live in this kind of area, it does need more shade because the sun will just kill it. But it gets big. It does have to stay fairly moist during the summer. These are my beautiful hydrangeas. I know they look like nothing now, but wait, I'll show you some pictures from last few years. They're growing. Last year, I had basically an entire wall of hydrangeas. Cut them down because they were just like too much maybe into my neighborhood. And this we were just discussing, which is my rosemary. And we're going to actually move it because my hydrangeas basically cover this entire area between me and my neighbors. And we're going to move it because it's not doing so well because it needs full sun. And so we are going to be moving it to the rest of the rosemary today. The other biggest thing I would tell you about your hydrangeas, the biggest thing I have to tell you is one, they need water, like deep water, just a few times a week. The biggest thing I would tell you is when you trim them and putting mulch underneath your hydrangeas is going to keep the water and it moist underneath to get the best flowers. And then here's all our roses. I'm just going to show you real quick. They always do amazing here. And what we need to do is fix the beds. I need to get all this weed out and we're gonna remulch everything and get all ready. In the end of the season, I pretty much had them cut them all the way down in the winter months. Cut them all the way down. I think that has, you need to make sure you do that every year. And you got to prune them as they go. If you guys want pruning trips on your roses, let me know and I'll make sure I make some shorts on them. Our other new problem is our new beagle likes to dig, if you don't know. Like this, before we had labs only, there's only a little bit of space. And Chip has now been able to go right through here. So my husband got these like 2 poles at Home Depot. You can buy just like the pole, the add-on. And hopefully that'll keep him out because then this week he started digging underneath. So we're going to have to figure it out. Chip, we love you, but you can't tear apart the garden. Making headway. Hasn't got all the weeds and everything so we can put down a little bit more mulch and get all ready. Everything's all cleaned up and ready to go. So we can put in the new dirt and the new mulch. Usually put mulch in the middle and make it a little nicer and pretty and keep some of the bugs out. And yeah, so we're gonna get that and then we can finish planting. We're back for day 2 and I'm so excited. Ran out of sunlight yesterday. Sorry if you hear the dogs running around playing with their toys. I'm going to show you what we got done. We have a lot to get done today. Even the back display throughout the sun, but here's what we got done. Basically, we cleaned up this entire mess. My husband got all the weeds out and I helped him. He's like, don't say you already did it all. You did a lot. So I did help him with everything. We got our dill in the ground. It's planted a little bit close together, but it is what it is. We only have so much room in our garden and we have a small piece of property in our yard. We live just like you do, probably in an HOA with a, cookie cutter house. So, and here's all of our other stuff that we still have. We did cut back some of the part. I'm sorry I didn't show you. Basically, a lot of this, and there's still probably a little bit left, had all this brown up underneath and it was like dead underneath. And so I was keeping your herb from really expanding. So we went and cut all of the stuff that was brown, and so we can have new growth, and it should do better. And we're hoping that this is going to save my oregano because we need it. I need it for cooking. And if not, I'll plant some new ones. But hopefully this is it because it was just like all brown. I hadn't been cutting as much as I can. So today I'm hoping to get the tomatoes in the ground, the basil in the ground. And if you don't know, I'm telling you right now, you need to plant them close together because basil will keep the bugs off your tomatoes. And I'm going to show you as these grow how to make them amazing. And hopefully it'll work this year because it did last year. So I'm hoping for all the good mojo that's going to work again this year. And the other thing we got to get in ground today is some of the cilantro. Cilantro hasn't done well for us, but they say in our zone that it will. So we're going to see. Let me show you what else we did. Husband got everything mulched for our roses, which I think does make a difference because roses need the heat, but they also cannot get totally dried out or you will not have pretty flowers. And here's my new rose that we planted in front. I'm hoping it's a climbing one. So I'm hoping I can have it like go over that gate and go up right over there. I might even add a trellis or something like that. Because again, we're trying to get our dog not to get into the garden. That's one of my other ideas. Here are some strawberries that I picked up at Home Depot. They did well for us in the front, everberry strawberries. The problem is, again, my rabbits ate all of them. And so now I'm trying them in the back. There they are. I put them into these planters in our backyard, and I'm hoping this will work. And I'm hoping Chip can't jump in there because he already has a few times since I recorded this. So hopefully it's going to be elevated so that way I won't have the rabbits. Hopefully the dogs will stay out of it. If not, I'm having to figure something else out. The strawberries grow really well here and we like eating them, but we do have a lot of rabbits and we have dogs and I don't want them eating my strawberries. So this is my idea. And a big shout out to my husband who helped me do all of these projects. We do like to garden together, but I always have these big plans and he's like, yeah, he volunteers and does everything for me. So big shout out to my husband to make all of this possible. Y'all, I did make one big mistake as I was gardening. I was hurrying. We had a lot going on this weekend and I put in all of my tomatoes, but I wasn't paying attention to their labels and we have different ones I picked out and I don't know which ones are which. So it's going to be a surprise as they come up. I did all kind of pick the vining ones. So, I mean, I know what they're going to be, but I don't remember. Like I got some yellows and some reds and yeah. So guess what? It's going to be a surprise as they come up for all of us. Let me show you what I did. So here we go. Here's some of them. And some of them I did keep them, but I didn't keep a lot of them. And I'm going to be redoing them, kind of come up with something cute once I figure out what everything is. So here's the tomatoes, and I put the basil in between. Now here's the thing. If you put basil in between your tomatoes, it deters all of the insects from eating your tomatoes. And last year I didn't spray with anything on my tomatoes. I tried not to put anything like that, pesticides in my garden, and it kept out the bugs. So here's the other thing, and I'm going to show you how to do this as it comes. Up above my boxes, I don't know if you can see them, but I have nails that my husband put in, and we actually tie up our tomatoes. I'm going to explain everything as we go. But, and these are all my solar lights. My garden makes it beautiful at night. So these are all going to be all the way down, all our tomatoes and all of the basil in between. And it's everything we love to eat. So I'm really excited. These I realize are planted too close together, but we're just going to see what happens. These were on like the half off at Home Depot, but I also needed some more flowers because we're trying to bring in the bees, of course. So we're just going to see what happens. I think we can get them back going. Here's all our dill, and we're excited. We're going to see how it goes. Remember, if things aren't working out, move them around in your garden. You can move them. Like, I never thought about that until my husband started doing them. So, and here's this. If you guys can get a hold of some lemon thyme, if they still have it out there. Oh, y'all, it's so good on chicken. Get it. And here's our rosemary and our chives, and they're starting to flower. I love doing things with chives. The flowers, they taste so good on so many different dishes. And here is our cilantro. We're hoping it makes it this year. It's kind of looking weak, even though it did say full sun. So we're going to see if this gets enough sun. Our thyme, our sage. I made these guys a long time ago, like 7 years ago, and they're still here. I actually made them in the Cricut machine, just painted them. And I think I need to get something new, though. And there's our oregano at the end that we are praying to God that this makes it. Let me show you what I did with a few other things around my yard. We also added in all the mulch I forgot to show you, which makes it nice when I'm working in here and keeps the bugs away. Here's the front yard with it all being mulched on the ground with our lavender in. I'm really hoping this lavender becomes huge like some of my neighbors have, and it just smells amazing, keeps out all of the bunnies, and it also brings in all of the bees, a huge amount of bees, and we need them. We actually have cherry trees up in the front yard, which I somehow didn't show you. So we need all the bees, obviously, so we can pollinate. That is my hydrangea. This is our smallest one. I've only had it a while. If you buy hydrangeas, I want to let you know, first year or two, your blooms are not going to be as big afterwards. After that, I feel like mine, once May hits, they just take off. They get huge. And I will show you the peonies as they come. I know some people are like, oh, they're only there a few weeks. Let me tell you, when they're there, they are amazing. And I'll try to give you some maybe more tips as a year round of how to do your hydrangeas. I always forget to do updates because we get into cooking in the summer and trying to get fit and all of the other things, and I just always forget to give you guys some other tips. And here again is just the rest of my front yard, and he did really mulch around my hydrangeas, and that's what I needed because if it does help, I think, retain the water. Your hydrangeas do need quite a bit of sun to do well. Thanks for coming along on our weekend garden journey. It's been a lot of fun and a lot of work. I hope you guys are getting going on your gardens. Let me know down in the comments what you're growing. I love to hear what you are growing. I'm so excited. We can all learn from each other. Make sure you're subscribed so you can follow along for gardening, food, all the things that I love to bring you. I hope you guys are doing well. Again, let me know what you're growing. I always want to know what everybody else is growing. Maybe I need to add something else to my garden, even though I don't know if I have any room. We'll see what we can do. I love you guys. See you soon. Bye bye.